Howdy y'all, Mulvax Lives. I think it's time to play a little 7 Days to Die. Alright. Okay, I want to check out my gear here. Let's see what I've got. I know I was working on mods last time, so I want to... Yeah, my armor could use some repairs. Repair. Let's see, bandolier. I definitely need bandolier. Okay, that one's pretty good. Guess that one's alright. Yep, that one's alright. Alright, so I'm okay on the mods for those. I need to check that one, though. Yeah, look it. I need another mod for my gloves. I don't think insulated would help me. Well, it looks like I maybe make some armor mods. Let me look what's on there again. It has an armor mod on it. Okay, what other kind of weird mod can I make? Custom fittings? Well, I can't make that, so never mind. I guess I don't really have anything I can make. I didn't realize I didn't have any of those armor mods unlocked. And then weapon, let's see. You're good. You're good. Shovel could use maybe something. Do I have... Maybe this? It's not amazing, but it's something I have on hand, so... Okay. And then my gun is modified. Alright. Well, let's check my inventory. Looks alright. So let's head out and see what we can find today. Been a pretty quiet week. I know we talked about one of the D&D guys was gone for work this week. He did not make it back to play D&D last night, which is what I normally talk about. Nothing particularly D&D major related happened to me this week that I can think of, so I don't really have any D&D stuff to talk about. I did over the weekend open up the map for our campaign and opened up a program that I have that lets you make maps, and started about 2 seconds into redesigning our town map. before I got lazy and quit. I said, I'll just describe it to him. It, uh, so the game has got a map. Um, I'm using a PDF, so I can pretty easily put the maps into the VTT, the virtual tabletop we use, which is Roll20. And so, ooh, you didn't let me place that block down. It was like, no, how dare you try to bypass the dungeon. That's my plan. Gonna bypass your dungeon, check out your loot up on the roof here. Provided there's loot on the roof here. I honestly don't know. It's been a long time since I raided a hospital. Like I said, I was gonna check out the loot, and then I didn't grab that loot down there. But anyway, so it's pretty easy for me just to grab the maps out of the PDF, and whoa. Really? There's a lot of guys on the roof of this place. Oh no. There's a lot of guys on... Oh no. Ooh. This would be better if I was a better aim. Okay, let's get pain pill enemy. Huh. I really thought more of them would... Oh, they did jump down. I was gonna say, I thought more of them would jump down and try to get me. And, so, playing the adventure that I'm running, it's not homemade, so I'm, sort of following the storyline. No adventure is purely from the adventure book, usually. There's a lot of being a game where you can make changes to what's going on pretty easily, and being a game where usually the usually the players are allowed to make decisions on what's going on. There's right there is the loot pile. I expected to come up here and face off against vultures. That's what I really expected up here. I didn't realize it would be zombie central. What's going on down here? And so the game doesn't always match what the book says, which is why I wanted to start changing up the map, because they've made some major changes to the map. Not major so far, but there have been changes made to the town at this point because of actions made by the players. One in particular. Reflex Sight Mod. Man, I was hoping to get myself splint out of all this, but I did not manage that. And so they haven't made it back to town yet. They're still in one of the dungeons, but and it's only been a couple of game days. But there will have been changes by the time they make it back, because they, in their last foray into town, they're not very good at not changing the town, I have to say. Basically, they got to this town, and it was a fur trading town. And so, you know, you can imagine it's like wooden shacks and muddy streets, and, you know, there weren't a lot of people that lived there, but it was up on kind of a hill, and so the whole game so far has taken place in a valley that got flooded, with like a cataclysmic event where a comet crashed down into the frozen ocean. And so, small comet, controlled descent. But it did make changes to the general area. And so they get to the town, and they pretty much immediately start angering the people in charge of the town through their actions. And then the changes they make are huge to the town. So, like, obviously, some of it was going to happen anyways. But two of the town's shops no longer exist thanks to these players. And why can't I pick that up? Oh, because it needs to be repaired. Well, I'm not repairing it. The first one, I don't remember if it was the first time they were there. I think it was the first time they were there. They heard about people being murdered, and so they were investigating that. And it turned out that the town potion seller was crazy. Not his own fault. He got, infected by the demon plague, which is what is going on in the town. And so, does this big church have a loot thing too? I should check this out as well. Let me unload some of the junk I just picked up. And by some of the junk... Oh no, let's keep the bullets. You never know when you're going to need bullets. And, so they didn't try to fix him or get somebody who could fix him, they killed him. And then they looted the store. And then I think that's when they left town. Um, I can't remember if they killed two different people at that point. They definitely. Oh, this is farther out than I expected. Oh no. Um, but so they killed the potions. Ugh. Did I just get killed by a vulture? Climb up the ladder. They killed the potion seller. They looted his place. They got hired to protect a. Ooh, I have not changed my bed in a while. Great. They got hired to protect the Miller's place, Miller/bakery. His wife wanted to run away, and so they basically instigated her running away and leaving her husband with the children. And then instead of doing something about like getting the guy to calm down or anything, he got angry at them, blamed them for his missing wife, and then attacked them, and then they killed him. So that's two shops down, and then they went and they talked to the one of the council members that they had been dealing with, because the town has a small council, and then lied, not lied about what was going on, but in such a way that the story changed in the middle of a sentence. And so they started. The one guy started saying that I want to say it's been a while, but I want to say that they said the bandits had attacked and taken the wife and killed the dude, and then before the sentence was over said that the dude had attacked them and they had to defend themselves, which is just crazy. Like, I couldn't believe he said it. I could not believe he said both of those stories in the same paragraph, not sentence. But out loud to the council member, and so she didn't trust him at that point. But then they left town after that, and when they came back, they've done so much harm to this town. I tell you, just because they're trigger happy, and they're not murder hobos, which is a thing, but they are very apt to attack before asking questions, and they don't tend to. They only seem to take prisoners when the book indicates that a prisoner will give them information, which is crazy to me. And then if the people, and then they just kill just like commoners, just left and right, who are angry or upset or something at them. It's crazy. And then they went out to a dungeon. They come back and they brought back a bunch of survivors and stuff, and they went around town and they talked to various people, and um, they wanted to get uh, right. They're on their second dungeon now. So yeah, so the second time they came to town, they the same guy who changed his story in the middle of what he was saying. No, there's actually one before that. So the council member that they'd lied to, uh, she was being stalked and wanted them to keep an eye out for a particular person, and she told them that if they found the woman, that they were supposed to come and tell her. And so instead, they attacked the woman, and while the woman was near her place, and so when she came out, she almost killed the two players and did knock out the councilwoman and then fled with the councilwoman. Uh, so they killed the councilwoman, failed to complete that particular mission because they didn't do what they were asked to do. And then, so that drops them down. How many council members are there? I think there were 3 council members and a mayor. And the whole thing with the town council is that there's a election coming up, and the mayor has blackmail material on all the people, and that's how he keeps control of the town. And so um, he he knows that the one council member killed the previous council member, and has some of the items, in particular I believe it was a necklace that everybody knew belonged to the previous council member. That information was coming out no matter what, because the next time they come back to town, some people were going to find the body. Um, I imagine they'll still come back to town with the body, but at this point, the guy who lied to the council member then decided that he was going to break into the guy's place and loot it. And so when he broke into the place to loot it, he didn't put anything back. He left the locked shed door open. He left the crates that were on top of the chest not on the chest. He left the chest that was locked unlocked and opened. And then after he did all that, that's when the event with the attack happened. And so during the rolls for the attack against the other council member, the one where they were supposed to tell, but instead they attacked, only 2 of them were there. If all of them had been there, it'd have been different. But only 2 of them were there, and they decided to attack. Which is really funny because they almost died to a teenage girl once before, and I don't know why they thought they could take this one on. And she was disguised, so she was not an actual teenage girl. She was a super powerful sorceress who believed that if she drank the blood of her apprentices, she would turn into a dragon. And and so yeah, so while they're attacking that, the dude realizes what he's done, and he had already said that his guy had come back and gone to bed, because if you don't sleep for 8 hours or 6 hours in the game, then your guy gets exhausted. And so he, of course, is scared to death that anything ever affects his characters. And so he does not take those kinds of chances. And so he had said that his guy had gone back to sleep. And so his guy was asleep while this attack was going on. And so then all of a sudden he goes, "Can we go back and say that my guy?" I'm like, "No, we can't go back. You missed it. You walked out without doing it. I don't. That's not how the game works, man. I mean, we could, but it's way more interesting if we say you didn't, since you didn't say you did it. Um, it's not a. I mean, there's different ways to play. Obviously, if you wanted to play a game where people could go back and make changes to their choices, the problem is that things are already in motion now, based off of what had happened. So we would have to go back and change the storyline, and I just, I'd rather go with the storyline we had going. And so yeah, they because of that, after where'd you come from? They they talked to well, then they got the woman killed, the councilwoman killed, from her master, her instructor, her, I don't know what you term it. Uh, she was an apprentice to the sorceress, so her master, I guess. And and then and then that dude stole the necklace. Is what happened. He broke into that place, and what was in the chest that he saw that like he rolled high enough to know that that chest had been tampered with. There were marks on the floor, and so it was odd that there were fresh marks on the floor, indicating that chest had been, you know, used. But then it was also underneath all this other stuff, and so he wanted to know what was in that chest. Because it was one of the days his thief was no longer a scout or a thief with a heart of gold. His thief was now greedy and wanted to steal anything it could, because his characters change personalities every time we play. And and so of course that guy who's obsessed with making sure that that necklace does not get found because it proves he's a murderer. And he knows that the only person who knows he has that necklace, the only person who would know where it was at, would be the town mayor. Uh, like the only person who could suspect that he had it is the mayor, and so he goes to confront the mayor. And so they had spent an entire half a session, I think. Oh, I thought that was dynamite. I don't want that. Um, uh, Going around getting votes for people because they were going to deal with the upcoming election and be participating in the upcoming election. Yeah, that's gone now. Um, the dude attacked the mayor. The council member attacked the mayor. They fought each other in the streets. The mayor killed the dude and his dog, because the mayor was a way higher level than the dude that was attacking him. And the Order of Knights had just been looking for an excuse to take over the town, and so this is their excuse. And so then, like they do, instead of dealing with what happened, they left to go to the next dungeon. Where is the entrance to this place? Oh, there it is. I missed it. Dang, Crawley. And So now they're at the next dungeon, and I have I've got all laid out now and ready to go, and I'm looking forward to seeing what happens because a lot of this stuff is traps or hidden, and um, uh, I mean it's not going to be a problem. They're higher level, I think, than the dungeon. Because of some of the stuff that's gone down, but they're getting close to the end of this book. Oh yeah, yeah, I see that. You give me a ratchet now that I've made my own. Um, but yeah, I was really looking forward to getting back into that. Because at the top of the stairs where they're headed are two gelatinous cubes, and it'll be interesting to see some of the fighting that's about to happen. Because the floor they're heading to is the... Where is my bike? There you are. The floor they're heading to is the treasure floor for the dungeon. And it hasn't been looted. So there's some fun stuff there that they're going to get. Weapons and armor and stuff. Magic potions and a wand. A couple of nice wands and stuff. And so... Oh, right. I was trying to loot this place here, and I got killed by the vultures. And so yeah, I'm looking forward to playing that again. It's been a long time too. We're over a month, I think, at this point, since the last time we played some D&D. I don't like it. Although I think the end of the month here, things are going to be getting back to normal, and for schedules and stuff for people. A lot of why we've been missing D&D is because the one guy is it's not even anybody here. I don't know. Is working at a summer camp. And so it's more difficult to get him to show up to things for some reason. Mostly I think he just forgets. And so then we don't get to play. Well, I better get done with this. I've got some other stuff I should be working on, like work. Oh, we should see this before we go. I think I only got 4 of these, so... Wow. Nice. That's okay. That's okay. I can scrap it. Can scrap it. That's useful. Can scrap it. That's junk I don't want. That's junk I don't want. That's junk I don't want. We can scrap that for parts. Alright, with that, be better than small things. Lean the light. I will talk to you later.